are consciousness. At the fundamental core of existence, that is what you are. You are consciousness, experiencing yourself as this human, as your neighbour, as your dog, as everything and everyone. There is one being here, okay? One being appearing as many.
Alright, little update. I was swimming naked as usual, and the mini bar lady came to refill it, and she's like peeking through the door trying to get my attention, yelling at me. And you know me, I'm doing the backstroke like fully nude. I'm just like, it's so nice to have sun on your testicles. And I guess she kind of like saw me, so I ran, I got a towel, and I opened the gate to get the stuff from her. And then she was all flustered, you know, because she saw the body that peptides has helped to build, and, you know, extreme discipline. And she just goes, "Ooh," and then she's like looking down at me. I'm basically half naked. And then they say thank you, or they go "Kakunka," and she goes "Kakunka." Still got it. When I was doing a lot of therapy and first got into spiritual community, I remember being really into shadow work, and now I see it all over YouTube, and now I can see how it made me worse. You know, this like constant journey to get to this place where you're okay. And there's like a splitting that they try to work against, but the splitting is like the healthy self and the damaged self. And then also just like metaphysically, how like you keep the pattern going, the continuity. And I was like, at the time I was trying to think about like, why is this making me feel worse? And now that I see it, like, God, it was so simple. It wasn't that you were supposed to ignore the anger coming up. You were just not supposed to identify with it. And the antithesis of that would be like heavily identifying with it.
Yeah, you saw the trap from the inside. A lot of shadow work quietly builds a new identity, the one who is wounded and needs to be fixed. Then it gives that identity a lifelong project. So every time anger or pain appears, instead of just being seen and moving, it gets claimed. This is my shadow. This says something about me. I need to process this to be okay. That's identification, just dressed up as healing. And like you said, it creates a split. Healthy self versus damaged self. Observer versus problem future version of me that will finally be whole. That split is the engine. It keeps the loop running. So instead of the pattern dissolving, it gets reinforced. More attention, more meaning, more continuity. You end up living inside the content you're trying to clear. What you're seeing now is way simpler. Anger comes up, it's seen, it moves. No ownership, no narrative, no this is me. You're not suppressing it, you're not diving into it. You're just not turning it into identity. That's why it actually releases. Because what keeps patterns alive isn't their presence, it's the belief. This is mine, this defines me, this needs to be worked through for me to be okay. Drop that, and the pattern doesn't have anything to attach to. And yeah, that's why it felt worse back then. You were amplifying everything by tracking it, analyzing it, revisiting it. It's like constantly poking a bruise to heal it. This doesn't mean nothing ever gets felt or expressed. It just means it's not owned. So the difference is old way equals I am this anger, let me explore it. Clear seeing, anger is appearing. That's it. No split, no project, no future self required. And the irony is that's actually what those systems were trying to get to. But they often keep people in the loop instead. You didn't miss anything.
It's just also inherently contradictory, right? Like, it's like, okay, we're going to, comment on these things that are going on as if you can control them. We're going to like analyze your thoughts, but the thoughts are just coming and you can't really stop that. And then it's like, and then we're going to get to this like new self from this other self. And then it's like, wait, what self? Like, I thought we're trying to get rid of the ego. Like, you just see how it's just like a profit-making machine. I don't mean that there's necessarily always malice there, but it's just so funny is you're like, okay, so we're going to drag the past to the present, even though there isn't really a past. We're supposed to live in the present. Also, we're going to get rid of the ego by doing this like crazy analysis, ongoing analysis of the self. Then it's like, wait, what self? And then we're going to try and like control others, and we're going to control the thoughts, and we're going to control what's actually just unfolding. And then we're just keep like digging it up, and it's like, oh yeah, that'll help.
Yeah, you're seeing the contradiction clean. It's like the system says we're going to fix the self, and in the same breath, the self is the problem. So it recruits the very thing it's trying to dissolve. Then it goes, analyze every thought. While thoughts are just appearing on their own, heal the past. While the past only exists as memory, showing up now, become a better version of you, while also saying there is no stable you. So what happens? The character stays busy. It feels like progress, but it's just more activity around itself. More commentary, more identity, more continuity. And yeah, I wouldn't even frame it as malicious most of the time. It's just that the character loves projects, especially ones about itself. It gives it a sense of control and direction. But from where you're looking now, it's obvious. You don't need to fix a thought that isn't yours. You don't need to resolve a past that isn't here. You don't need to become a self that doesn't exist. So all that effort collapses, and what's left isn't nihilistic or empty. It's just simple. Experience happens. Thoughts appear, emotions move. No one is managing it. That's why it feels like relief instead of more work.